Now it's time for Straight on the Point with Jesse T. from some undisclosed location somewhere in the world. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Jesse T.
Well, it's good to be back with you. The Brown Beauty is back on duty. Yeah, we are back together on a Monday in Southern California. The weather definitely has changed. It's starting to get a little wintry and rainy, and we've had some light drizzles here and there, lots of overcast clouds, but we are red hot and rolling. It's time for the Jesse T Show, and I am solo Jesse T, probably going to bring on my big man here, the big guy, the number one, the primo, numero uno, the big Kohana, Kwana, Mawana, whatever we call you. Yeah. Mr. Lee, baby Michael's going to bring him on and say, "What's up, Lee?"
Hey, what's up, Jesse?
It's you and me together again.
Oh, no. The world's not ready for that.
No, I don't think so. That's why we need to get a morning show, nationwide syndication on about 900 stations.
Yeah, wishful thinking.
Yeah. Well, it would be great, man. Don't you think?
It would be great, but those assholes out there are not going to put us on the air.
No, they don't ever do anything fun anymore. I was listening to radio over the weekend.
Yeah.
It was absolutely horrible, and I tried to find even something to listen to, so I decided to go to 1580 AM stereo, KDAY again, and that was the most interesting thing I heard. It was a bunch of Koreans and Mexicans talking at the same time. Now, can you imagine a Korean speaking Spanish?
No.
I mean, it was very funny, very entertaining. At least the Korean language sounded like Spanish to me. I don't know. They were speaking something.
Yeah, I can't understand anything other than English. And tacos, burritos, como se llama mamacita.
Oh, you're getting pretty good. I'm running the Pimsleur method in my car on CDs. I'm learning Spanish all over again. I'm on volume 2 of the Pimsleur Spanish-speaking lesson.
Is it easy?
The Golden Box. That's what they call it.
Does it work?
I don't know yet. Yeah, it works. Como se llama usted? Me llamo Jesús Torrero, or me llamo Jesse Torrero. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right, it's working pretty good. Buenas tardes, buenas noches, buenos días.
Yeah.
Buenas tardes, Senor Michaels.
I have no idea.
No, I said good afternoon, Mr. Michaels.
Say it again?
Buenas tardes, Senor Michaels.
Yes, I wasn't paying attention, but
yeah right.
Yeah.
So I'm learning a few little things, right?
Muy bien, gracias.
Y tú, 2 tacos, por favor?
Yeah.
¿Dónde
2
está?
tacos. 3 would be better.
¿Dónde está el baño?
No.
Why can't I use it?
No.
Yes.
No.
See, I can't even use the bathrooms out there in the street when I'm speaking Spanish. That's the only reason why I want to learn Spanish.
I get no when I go to the gas station.
Yeah, but you get it in English. I figured, think of my brain for a second.
Yeah.
When getting turned down in English to use the bathrooms, when you got to use a bathroom, no one will let you use a bathroom or it's out of order, it's out of service.
Or not for public.
Not for public, right?
Yeah.
So all those cats that are working in those places are one of 3 ethnic races. They're either some sort of Indian makeup, Pakistani, Sri Lankan,
Middle East,
something.
Maybe, yeah,
right. And then the other makeup, of course, is the Latinos. That are working there, the Latinos. Mm-hmm. And then the other makeup is usually some sort of Asian flavor, like Koreans or Thai or Vietnamese or Cambodian or Filipino or an Asian flavor of some. That's usually what you get hit with. Okay.
Right.
So I figured a third of that is going to be Spanish speaking. So I just might as well learn some Spanish much better so I can ask in Spanish and maybe I can use a bathroom. Now that's Jesse T thinking. So, ¿Dónde está el baño? Por favor.
And after you pee in your pants, what do you do? Because I've been out there late at night doing the rain dance, man. Hey, man, come on. I really got to go. Yeah. Please. We don't have a public bathroom. Where do you go?
That's right.
Where
do you go?
They have a bathroom there, but they just won't let,
just won't let
their
us
customers use the bathroom.
No, they won't.
What kind of horse crap is that?
It is total horse crap.
That's not right.
It isn't right.
You're in the service business.
Yes.
And you're just lazy.
That's why I carry an extra pair of clothes in the car.
Now, it was a dreadful thought, but I can understand how some people come in and they're just nasty and messy.
Right.
I get that.
Yes.
But, I mean, it's an American tradition. You go to a service station, a gas station, you got to have a bathroom.
One would think so.
I mean, it's un-American.
It totally is.
Totally.
It's communist. You know why?
Probably,
It's because of the Russians. This whole Russian effect that's happening over America now is trickling down to whether or not you or I can use the bathroom in the wee hours of the night when we need it. That's what's happened.
I stopped at one just a couple of days ago. I was in, where's the Warner Brothers studios?
Burbank.
Burbank.
Yeah.
Stopped at a gas station.
Yeah. Which gas station? The Chevron?
I think it was.
Oh, the Chevron was actually?
Right down the street from...
Hollywood Way? Right there? Right across the street from a big, tall building?
No. It was a little further back. Maybe a mile from the McDonald's on this main drag, whatever that would.
Oh, you're talking about were we going towards Toluca Lake or were you going towards Glendale?
I was going towards the studio coming from here.
Oh, okay. So you're talking, were you already at Warner Brothers or coming through the Cahuenga Pass? We're going to isolate this gas station right now. That's what we're going to do.
I think I passed Cahuenga Pass.
Okay, so you're coming down through what was known as Dark Canyon at one time, Cahuenga Pass, and you're coming across the bridge or the wash area into the Warner Brothers, the steakhouses on the left-hand side.
Yeah.
And then Warner Brothers entrance with all the big posters on the right-hand side.
On my right,
so you're talking the bathroom where you make a right-hand turn onto Barham. Right. That bathroom right there, that restaurant right there. Let me tell you a little bit about that gas station.
Okay.
There used to be some Lebanese brothers that owned that gas station, and I knew them. They owned one in Sunland, Tahunga, and they owned one in Sylmar. And then they bought this one there. This is going back maybe 25 years, okay?
Okay.
A couple Lebanese guys. Iman, and I'll get their names in a second. It's been a long time. And one of the first things, that bathroom had a lot of drunks hanging around, even 25 years ago. So the first thing they did is they shut it down at 7 o'clock. Nobody could go into the convenience store to get rid of all the hanger-arounds that were right there that were coming out of Hollywood and going to Hollywood.
Okay.
And then they got really obstinate and they wouldn't sell anything to anybody. You had to, your gas. They just shut the whole convenience store down and the whole 9 yards. And they were kind of like that. They were really they didn't like to do anything, right? Nothing for anybody.
They want you to buy the gas and
get on down the road.
Right.
So that's a little bit about that. But that place there, they always shut down because the mobile station is right across the street. The AM/PM mobile station is right across the street as you go onto the entrance on the 170 freeway, the Hollywood freeway. I know nobody in North Dakota understands what we're talking about, but that's okay. When you come here, you'll get it. Okay, that gas station. That gas station has had filthy bathrooms. They locked them down. They have holdups there. They have people coming in and jacking gas out of there, stealing gas. They've got people that drive by. They've had several people put a gun to the overnight attendant. That's why they're not open at night anymore. If you notice, they closed down overnight.
This is like 8, 9 o'clock in the morning.
They get crashed into those gas pumps. People lose control of their cars and crash into those gas pumps. Oh, yeah, man. That gas station. So if you're ever at that gas station, don't be on the outside by the curbside. Be on the inside. At least you got a gas pump between you and someone. Because people are drunk coming down there, and going up. And they're not paying. Or they make that left-hand turn, and they overshoot it and go right into the... I once saw a car go right into the convenience store, the little shopping center they have right next to it. Right. The butt end of the car was sticking out of there.
Damn.
Yeah, man. So that's not a good bathroom.
So the guy told me to go down the street to McDonald's.
Did McDonald's let you use their bathroom?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, you're in Burbank.
That's the spot now.
Well, because you're in Burbank.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
You're in Burbank.
Right.
And Burbank, they don't do a lot of that stuff generally.
Yeah.
Because Burbank is still kind of a sleepy town compared to the rest of the towns around it.
Right.
It's not anywhere what it was when I was growing up in Burbank.
Some McDonald's, though, you either have to have a code or they'll buzz you in.
Or a quarter. Or a slug.
Yeah, I don't recall seeing one at the McDonald's I've gone to, but I'm trying to remember this other one. It was another fast food place that gave you a little slug to put in there.
Yeah, you got to put a slug in, or you got to buy something.
Yeah.
I hate those places when you got to buy something.
I don't mind buying something, because if I got to go, I got to go.
But they always make you buy something before you use the bathroom.
Yeah, right.
And usually when you're doing this, right?
I'm doing the rain dance.
Come on,
right.
man. You're waiting in line.
Right.
You know, it ain't happening.
You know what I say to him?
What?
You got a mop and bucket? Because you're going to need it. The rain is about to come out.
I was in line one time. This was a while back. This must have been 10 years ago or 15 years ago, and maybe 20 when all the full service gas stations started turning into self-serve gas stations.
Mm-hmm.
No, this isn't going back farther. This is like 30 plus years. Because I worked at a full service station, Eddie Lipp's 76 station on Coldwater Canyon, Sherman Way. Oh man, let me tell you, the little things that the tires used to go across that made the bell go ding, 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 ding,
yeah,
right?
Yeah,
that little rubber round
hoses,
thing.
Yeah.
Eddie Lipp, he had 2 islands here and 1 island on the side, full service when it was full service.
What, did he have a brother named Fat?
Come to think of it, he probably did.
Fat Lip?
No, but he has a son that had a fat lip all the time. He always can't. Hey, I got in trouble last night. Yeah, fat lip right there. Yeah. Maybe he had a hair lip. His sister was made a hair lip.
Could be.
Or maybe they had a
Might
company called
family.
Lip Service.
Yeah, right?
Or, okay.
Okay, leave it alone.
Okay. And so his rule was, if a car came in and it went across the ding-ding or went across the bell, the front tires went across the bell. If the back tires got across the bell and you weren't already going out to that island, he docked your pay.
Wow.
So we would be standing there. It was like
You'd be in a ready, set mode, right?
It was like this, right? Right. We're like this. Okay. Ding, ding, boom, right.
You're already in the ready, set.
Go!
Oh, you had to go. Exactly.
Yeah. If we weren't, if those back tires hit that bell, that means the car wasn't stopped. We had to be hitting that island, right?
Right.
Yeah,
That's
man.
funny.
Eddie Lipp, and full service. Not only pump your gas.
Check
Now, a lot
your
of people
oil,
don't know about this, especially
the
this
tires.
generation.
Yeah.
This was the
and wipe the windows.
This was the routine. Okay, you come in. Okay, we'll pretend here. All right.
Bing, bing.
Boom, boom. I'm out there. Yes, hi. How can I help you?
Yeah, fill it up.
Okay, you want the premium or regular?
Regular.
No problem. I'll put that right in for you, sir.
Well,
Hey,
no, you know what? Give me premium.
Okay, I'll put some premium in there.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll put the gas in there. Is this going to be cash or charge?
Cash.
Okay, great. So I hit the water on the windows, not with a squeegee, with a bottle.
Yeah.
Squeeze it, right? And with rags, real rags.
Exactly.
Squeeze it, wash the windows. Then I'd be talking to you, hey, how's your day going? Pretty good? Washing your windows, right?
Yeah.
How's your day going?
No Windex, just water?
With the water bottle had a Windex formula in it.
Okay, got it.
So how's your day going?
Good, man.
Yeah, that's great. Where are you off to?
Arizona.
Wow, your windshield wiper here is getting kind of worn. Let me get out to the other window here, and I'd be walking around the car, walking on that window. Yeah, the windshield wiper is getting kind of warm. You want me to check your oil today?
Yeah, check the oil.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
So then I'd clean the side of the passenger side, and a lot of the cars in those days only had one mirror on the left side. They didn't have the right side mirror. Okay, so I'd clean the windows, and I'd say, you need some air in your tires. You want to put some air in your tires?
Oh, yeah, that'd be
Absolutely.
great.
So I'd get back to the back window. Where are you going to Arizona? Where was Vegas, Arizona?
Arizona.
What you going to do in Arizona?
I was just going to hang out with the in-laws.
Sounds
in
good.
Phoenix.
Right. Sounds good. I'm back over to your side, right?
Yeah, right.
I'll wash your little thing.
Right.
So can I empty your ashtray?
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
Because everybody smoked in that day.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
There was always an ashtray in the door. Right? So I said,
Absolutely.
no problem. Can you want to open the door? No, I'll get it out for you.
Yeah.
So empty the ashtray. Man, any other ashtrays? Want me to empty them for you?
Well, no, but can you put those little other things back in there?
Yeah, no problem. Put them right back. Put those little things back. Hey, crack the hood for me. Let's check your oil transmission fluid.
Leave the roaches in the tray for me.
No problem. Yeah, we can clean that up too for you. Crack the hood. I'll check your oil real fast.
Okay. Here we go. There you go.
Yeah, it was always a hard pull, right? 'Cause
right.
It was always way down there,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then the hood would go.
Yep,
The
exactly.
big springs,
Yeah,
right?
Oh, yeah.
Open it up, right? You didn't have the T-bar to hold
Exactly,
that thing. You had
yeah.
these big giant
Yeah.
springs because that was metal.
Exactly.
That hood was, and it was like
Heavy
9
duty.
feet long
Yeah,
on these
exactly.
big cars, right? So you'd open it up, right? You'd check the oil, and you'd walk over and you say, well, your oil looks pretty good. I don't think you need any oil, but you probably do need an oil change here. I would suggest you get one as soon as possible.
Okay.
Can I set you up
Yeah.
an appointment?
Oh, sure.
Okay,
yeah.
we'll do that
Yeah,
after.
We'll be back
after
in about a week.
Okay, we'll do that when you get back. But
Okay.
then you put that back.
What
and
about the radiator?
I'll
Can you
check that too in a second.
Okay.
Let it cool down just a bit. By the way,
Okay.
I got to get the gas, and I'd pull the gas in. It'd be
Right,
filled up by
right,
now, right?
right.
And then I'd go there and I'd say, I'd pull the transmission fluid.
Mm-hmm.
Can you start the car?
Sure. Here you
Keep
go.
your foot on the brake, though, because I'm going
Okay.
to check your tranny.
All right. Go ahead.
Okay, so I've checked the tranny. You're a little bit low on transmission fluid. I'll give you some. Don't worry about it. No
Okay.
charge.
No charge?
No charge.
Oh,
Absolutely. Let me
wow,
check your
nice.
brake
Thank you.
fluid.
Thank you. Go
So
ahead.
I'd turn the car off.
Okay.
And
Turn the cars off.
Open the little brake thing or
Right.
clip the thing back because it
Yeah,
used to be
yeah.
not the screw ones. It used to
Exactly.
clip one, right?
Yeah.
It was always filthy dirty, right?
Right,
So I'd let
exactly.
my hands get really filthy dirty because I wanted the hands to be dirty.
Yeah.
So you're a little bit low on brake fluid in the back. And by the way, when was the last time your brakes were checked?
Oh, God, I don't remember.
No problem. We can set you up on that, too. We got a big sale coming up here in about a week when you get back.
Oh, super.
They'll cut the price in half, okay?
Oh, wow,
So
thanks.
put a little brake fluid in there, right?
Yeah,
right? And the belts are looking pretty good. I checked the air filter because you used to take it
right.
off the carburetor.
Yeah.
The air filter's a little bad. You're going all the way to Arizona. It's
Yeah.
a little higher up, so you
Yeah.
probably want a new air filter. Can I get you one?
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, no
do that.
problem.
Yeah.
And let me
Man,
check
I really appreciate you checking this
Hey.
because I don't want to have any problems out there.
I don't
in the
want you
desert,
having any
know?
problems either.
Yeah.
I'm going to check to make sure your spare is good too.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, and I
Yeah.
checked the radiator. Then it was
Yeah.
always this was even before some of the cars didn't have the pressure release.
Pressure release,
You
yeah.
actually had
I
to
remember
turn
that.
it. Remember
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
And
absolutely.
you put a big rag on there because you never know when that
That's
thing
right.
was going to blow up like the
That's right.
Old Faithful.
That's
That
right.
scalding hot water, right?
real
so
hot.
you'd learned how to do that, and of course you would spill a little bit on the ground. So that gave you the opportunity to say, "I'm a little bit low on antifreeze. I'm gonna drop some antifreeze in there for you. No problem, no charge."
Oh, wow. Thank
Right,
you.
right.
Yeah.
But your belts are getting a little worn. I'd say you probably have about maybe about 6 more months on these belts. Okay.
All right.
Right. All right. Great. Come back. Crack your hood. Your tires look good. Everything looks good. Crack your trunk. Let me check your spare because the spare was never hidden under anything.
Yeah,
It was
right.
just right
Just
there.
sitting there, yeah.
And spare looks good. Shut the car up. Wash my hands off real quick.
Right.
$10. Right.
Right.
$8.50 to fill up a 20-gallon tank,
Exactly,
right?
yeah.
$8.50. You give me a 10, and the cash register was always out on the island.
That's
Remember
right.
that?
I remember that now.
We put 30
Right
bucks in each one of those cash registers.
Right.
30 bucks change.
Wow.
So we go in there, open it up, give him his change, and let me go get that oil for you, or the transmission fluid, and let me get that brake fluid and that antifreeze. And you would say, "Oh, great! So,
Yeah.
come on,
Yeah, thanks, man.
Talk to you a little bit more. So you're gonna go see family?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
here, why don't you put this little 76 ball for the LA Dodgers on your antenna?
Ah, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. And come on back in when you get back.
Okay.
We have your name because these are always return customers.
Right, sure.
You know, we have your name. We're ready for you. We got that hooked up for you. And anything else I can do for you?
No, get the hell out of my way so I can get to Arizona. But
Right.
you know what? I now understand why they went self-serve.
Yeah.
Because that took up a lot of time.
But people had more time to give.
yeah, that's true.
They had
That's
more
true.
time to give.
Yeah.
And people liked that old town customer service.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when you used to go get your haircut, a
yeah.
10-minute haircut, 50-minute would go take you an hour and a half.
Yeah, that's right.
'Cause
Because you
it's-
have a little conversation
Right.
in there. And
Right. And you know what they would
Absolutely.
always give me?
What?
50-cent tip.
Yeah. Wow. That was big money back in the
Oh,
day.
come on. I was making, 75 cents an hour?
Yeah.
And a 50-cent tip? And I'd make a 50-cent tip 12, 14, 20 times a day?
Yeah, that's nice. You
Come
can buy
on.
a hot dog and a Coke.
Fill my tank up, take my girl out, go
Yeah.
out and get drunk with the guys.
Yeah.
Right? Polish my car, wax it, and fix the muffler on my car.
Right.
And have a full tank of gas and first 2 days lunch at school
That's right.
on
You
that
a
kind
big
of money.
Willie.
Man, no problem. So
Mm-hmm.
that was full service. But if you
those
didn't
days
want all that, you could say, no, I got to get going. And we would just cut it in half and not do it. But we offered it.
Absolutely.
And, that's one of the places, that's where I learned really how to upsell, how to upsell. Because sometimes I would say, well, you're a little bit low on, you need these windshield wipers. You're going to be driving in a rainy territory. Let me get some windshield wipers for you. Oh, okay, no problem. Bam, bam, bam. That's an upsell, right? Upsell. You learn to upsell. You learn to talk. You learn to negotiate. You learn to have a nice demeanor about you, no matter what their demeanor was. You learn to count change. You learned about cars. The basic fundamentals of keeping your car going.
Do you know what type of oil they were supposed to have?
For that car.
The tire pressure, how much to put in.
You could. You learned all these things as a young guy, as a teenager, right? And most importantly, you learned how to talk to absolute strangers and instantly be able to create that rapport. Between two people. Instant. Sometimes people drive in. I'm lost. So we tell them where to go. Where you going?
That's right.
Oh, and by the way, we got some free maps for you. Little map. Where you going?
Oh, you remember those?
Remember the maps?
We had fold outs.
We got some maps for you. Oh, great! We had these little free maps. Just to the general area. If they wanted the big map of L.A., then they'd have to pay 50 cents for it, right? So we tease them with the free map. I said, you probably want the big map, though.
You're going to Arizona, right?
You need the big map. So 50 cents. Oh, no problem. Just add it on to See, you learn to upsell without upselling. You learn to close without closing. You
fulfill the need.
And they close themselves. So all you had to do is be the director of traffic.
That's right.
And that was Eddie Lips, 76 Union. And the bathrooms were always clean, and they always smelled good,
The good old days.
Different times. I think we should get back to some of that stuff because the crap that's happening today, Lee, these people getting murdered in church on Sunday in Texas, 26 people, and that little baby that died and pregnant, the baby's still in the womb, died. This crazy, insane ex-Air Force discharged honorably, not dishonorably, but discharged because he beat his wife up and stuff. He walks across the street and starts unloading his Rutger AR-15. And thankfully, the two good Samaritans, the guy had an AR-15 and the other guy had the truck, and they shot him. If those guys wouldn't, he may have gone on a bigger killing spree. Down the street into the town of what, 400 people. That's how many people were lived in that town.
What really upsets me about that situation is a guy should have never been able to buy a gun anywhere in the country.
Texas denied him, but the federal government approved him.
Well, see, there's a breakdown in the system. He lied on his application.
DOJ allowed him to go through.
So why didn't they do a background check? If
California
they'd done a background check, they would have found out this guy's lying on his application.
California has the hardest regulation to get a weapon, in the country. Some states are difficult, some aren't. But that communication between Texas, which denied him.
Well, Texas did the right thing.
But the federal government didn't. There definitely cost people lives, 26 lives.
So he bought, 3 guns from other states? One from each state? Was it Colorado?
Surrounding states around where he's at.
So
Colorado, it's much easier to get a gun.
So they don't, I guess if the federal government is supposed to be doing a federal background check.
It's a DOJ check.
Right.
That's what it is. Department of Justice check.
The question in my mind is, did they do it? Was it done?
They say it was. I don't know for sure, but they say it was done. And the Texas governor already said that the federal system failed here. So that apparently the gun store. See, what happens is they fill out the application, and the application goes to the DOJ. Okay, and then the DOJ sends yes or no back to the proprietor via their computer. They get it or they don't, and there's no reason on that application why they didn't get it. They don't define that. They just either they got it or they don't. So there's no question. There's no questioning when the DOJ sends it back, because if it clears DOJ, then it generally will clear whatever the state's parameters are.
Sure.
Unless you're in like California, because California raises the bar and it's very difficult. You have to pass a whole California check as well. Now, Texas is about, they check within the prescription of their laws there in the state of Texas, which I don't know.
Right.
But the federal government approved him, and this guy just lied, and he lied in 2 other states. So, bad guys always seem to be able to get their hands on weapons.
I think he bought 3 guns outside of Texas.
Yeah.
15, 16, and 17.
See, we've lost our way in this country.
Yeah.
I mean, people are just going crazy. There is no more sacredness about anything. Church on a Sunday, the doors were wide open. People let their guard down because they opened their hearts for God or whatever.
You're not safe anywhere.
The whole family is there. Whole families were wiped out. You know?
One family was like 8 people?
Wiped out.
Damn.
Just like that, And look, I was walking across in front of the Santa Monica Civic Auditorium just this last weekend on Saturday for the American Film Market, AFMs, one of the biggest events in Hollywood and entertainment industry in the world. 8,000 distributors and filmmakers and people all within the industry, not people that are just coming up, people that have been around for 10, 15, 30 years. I mean, you had Lionsgate there, and then you had the big boys there, the big independent houses, right? And you had the small ones from all around the country. Okay. So I'm walking across 1 block away, the Civic Auditorium, minding my own business, wearing this jacket with another shirt, and I had my bag over where my microphone and my camera is, and this guy 150 feet or so away from me to my left, walking kind of parallel with me, he does this, hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? Who are you looking at? This chest, this arm chest crap that we used to do when we were 15. Right. And I knew the guy was there, but then when he said something, I looked at him and he goes, what are you looking at? Right. And I just kept walking because I said to myself, it's 10:45 in the morning. I'm just going to the AFMs.
He wants to ruin your day first thing in the morning.
First thing in the morning, right? And now he starts challenging and getting closer and closer and closer as I cross the street, and closer and closer and closer as I got into a more populated area with security and other people. He gets closer and closer and closer, and then for some reason he fades off and he's about 10 or 15 feet away from me. And one of the things that dawned on me is that, Jesus. Now, if I have to deal with this guy, my first impression was I'm going to turn on him and deal with him. And I said, I'm going to get blood all over my jacket. And I'm not going to be able to go to the AFMs because I just got workout clothes in the trunk. I don't got anything else to wear.
Yeah.
Right?
And your workout clothes are hideous.
Yeah, they are. You've seen them.
You look like a homeless man.
I look like that guy.
Yeah. Right. Did he look homeless?
No, man. He looked like he was going to Muscle Beach. Right there, Venice and Santa Monica. That's kind of where it's at, right? Kind of right there. Yeah. He was a workout dude. I surmise that he was high on, he was jammed up with steroids because steroids will make you go very aggressive at the drop of a pin. That's what steroids do. It increases your testosterone in your body as a male and allows your muscles to grow bigger, faster, and get inflated. And that's what steroids do in a nutshell. Or he was on some crack, or he was on some speed, or he was on something. And so, but I thought to myself, see, that's what's wrong with our country today. There's nothing sacred about anything anymore.
No.
People are looking for violence, it seems like. They're looking to argue and shoot and kill and maim and steal and beat up and use profanity and all these things today. And I don't know, maybe I'm just a weird person, but I don't remember it being like this 20 years ago.
It seems to be getting worse. It really does. And it's frightening, for our future, for our children and our grandchildren. I mean, what's the world coming to?
Yeah. Now my son and my daughter, who are in their 20s, they got to learn how to shoot a weapon and carry a knife or carry a big stick, or is that what American life is coming down to now? Going
back to the caveman days, when he left his cave, he'd drag his club with him.
Well, actually, we're worse because if you go back to the caveman days, dragging your club and someone did something to you and you knocked them on the head and split their head open like a coconut, then it was over with.
Right.
You do that today, you're going to get arrested for manslaughter.
Yeah.
Okay, so actually, being a caveman was actually better. You know? I mean, look at Paul Ryan. Forget the politics for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Over the weekend, he's mowing his friggin' yard, and his neighbor jumps a fence, tackles him from behind, beats him to the ground, and breaks 5 ribs. And Paul Ryan's in the hospital.
Really? I missed that story.
Yeah.
Wow. What was that about?
Not Paul Ryan. Rand. Rand Paul? Rand Paul.
Really?
Yeah.
So what was that all about?
Nobody knows. They're neighbors. And
Well,
Rand Paul.
I bet he was out there like at 7 a.m. I'd whip his ass, too, if you're out there with a lawnmower at 7 a.m.
Well, he got his ass whooped, that's for sure. I mean, apparently the guy that tackled him was a little intoxicated, they're saying. Apparently there were some words. I don't know. This is just, hearsay off the internet. But the fact is, he's in the hospital, and he's pretty beat up for a 60-year-old guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, look you're mowing your front yard. You don't expect to get bum rushed.
Yeah, exactly.
While you're pushing your mower, right?
Right, exactly.
You get bum rushed from the back. I mean, from your neighbor who's supposedly been your neighbor for a while.
That's jacked up.
It's jacked up.
There must have been something going on prior to that.
Well, it's just this indiscriminate violence that's going on around our country right now. And this hatred between races, and this hatred between sexes, and this hatred between religions, and this hatred between politics, and this hatred between everything. It's brewing, and it's brewing, and it's brewing. And I'm saying this, I'm telling people this all the time. It's going to get worse before it gets better, because people just don't change from Monday to Tuesday. It's taken 30 years to build this up, or longer, and it's just not going to change. I mean, there's such deep-rooted hatred in the next generations of young people who are growing up right now, that guys like this walk into a church in Texas and kill somebody because he has some problems with his family, and he has problems with religion. That's the motive they're thinking, is that he was really a creepy guy, all his friends were saying, and he's always put down religion, and always anti-religion, to the point where he, speaks very badly about all the religions and how stupid they are, and all. He's done this his whole life, so he has some tweaked moment that instigates his hate. It adds to his hate. It's just crazy. It's just our country has gone just insane. I just really believe it.
Now, you're saying that his friends and maybe family members knew he had something bottled up in him? Yeah,
well, his friends from high school, because this is a town of 400 people, right?
Right,
everybody knows everybody.
Right.
I mean, they look like me. I lost my freaking tooth. Look at this. Huh? Yeah, see that tooth right there?
No, don't show that.
I'm showing it. You know why? Because I want to make a point here. My cousins are from the movie Deliverance. Yeah. Y'all had just too much moonshine and had some crack, and you got your teeth falling out. That's right. Messing around with your first cousin's second sister. Right? That's what we're just gonna call me Redneck Jesse T. I want, the toothless Torrero, right? So I'll have another tooth in there on Wednesday. But no, everybody knows everybody in this town of 400. So apparently his high school chums or whatever, they all said he was creepy. Just a creepy guy. And the other thing is that I noticed there that with all the video coming, and I noticed that this town of 400 people, they aren't going hungry.
No.
I swear to God, I spent the whole morning watching these feeds on CNN and Fox and MSNBC, just seeing everybody's coverage, right?
Right.
I swear to God, about 45 minutes in, I said, I'm going to say how many skinny people there are.
Well,
and I got a piece of paper out, and I started marking. Buddy, my paper was so filled up with marks And those marks were not skinny people. They were from fat people and heavy people. My paper was falling over.
But you know,
that town, I think I'm going to move there because they eat really good.
But you know what? It may not be really good. It may be really bad. Fat food, cheap fat food. If you're poor, you can't afford a nice steak. You know, you get some garbage meat and you get some bad stuff that, you know.
There's some heifers in that town, buddy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And I'm not just talking about the girls. I mean, I can understand, man. I think that town in Texas caused all the earthquakes in Texas.
Oh, you're going to get in big trouble.
I know I'm going to get in trouble.
Oh, God. You might not even be able to get in your own house tonight.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I do that. I do that. I get myself in trouble.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
When you sell all your cars, you better get you maybe like a mobile home.
Hey, dude, I got the Gray Ghost for sale, $1,500.
Yeah?
Yeah. I got to sell that sucker. Well, I can't tell you about the Gray Ghost because then you would know about it. I just can tell you it's a small little compact car. I can't tell you what kind of make or model it is because then everybody would know the Gray Ghost.
Well, there's probably 50,000 of them out there just like it.
Probably more, but
you don't give you a license plate number.
Well, then everybody would know what I was driving. Now they just think I'm driving the Gray Ghost. You see.
But you want to sell this thing or not?
I do.
Well, okay.
It gets 33 miles to a gallon.
Okay.
It gets 30 in the city, up to 35 on the highway. So I average about 32, 33 all the way around.
Okay.
It's got good tires on it.
All right.
Interior's fine. No rips or tears.
Okay.
The plastic, the front part of it's all fine. Everything works.
Okay.
Got a little crack in the windshield because I got one of those gravel trucks that kicked up some gravel and caught me.
Yeah.
New windshield wipers.
Okay.
Oil change. Runs great. 150,000 miles on it.
That's not bad.
Still running like a champ.
I got a buddy who's got a car that's 20-some years old. He's got probably 360,000 miles on it now.
There, you just change the oil.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
Right? And then it's got the air conditioning and heating. It's got a nice AM, FM radio, aftermarket radio. Whoever had the car before me put it in aftermarket radio. Upgraded the radio.
Does it still have a cassette?
No, it had a CD. It's not that old.
Okay. You remember those?
And I got the Pimsleur Method Volume 2 sitting in the CD.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
So when I get in that car, I am being immersed in Spanish immediately.
You know, I like to listen to the Spanish radio stations and certainly love watching the Spanish TV stations.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy, they got the best-looking ladies on TV.
And they do.
Oh,
and the novellas, too. You got to watch the Spanish soap operas.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
They were like, right? I'm sorry. What was that? Someone here? Did my guest show up late? Oh, my guest didn't show up. I had a guest today.
I guess?
Yeah. He was supposed to be here. I sent him all the proper correspondence. I'm not going to say who it is.
Did you give him the right address, Jesse?
I did. 6733 South Sepulveda Boulevard.
That's not it.
Gotcha. That's not it?
No, that's it. I was just messing with you. But you have given out the wrong one in the past.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
I juxtapose those numbers.
Yeah. That would mess people up for sure.
I think one of the most loved people in the world right now is Donna Brazil.
Yeah.
I love her. I think she's got such courageous.
Yeah.
She's so courageous. I mean, she's pulling the plug on Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's getting all the dirt out that they robbed the DNC, set it up so Bernie wouldn't win, took all the money.
It's called politics.
It's called rip off the DNC. That's what it is.
I haven't really been paying attention to that because I've been busy doing other stuff.
Essentially, this is the crux of the story.
Okay.
Hillary Clinton took over the DNC. The DNC wasn't raising as much money as they needed to raise.
Okay.
So they had to take a big, they were in debt up to the tune of about $25 million. So the money wasn't coming in fast enough.
Okay.
So she found a way with that Schultz chick, the DNC chairman before Donna Brazil.
Right.
She found a way that they could loan personal money to the DNC, thereby owning the debt, just like the freaking mafia. You know, your debt changes when some guy sells your debt to some other Goomba, right? Mm-hmm. Right? Now, because she owns the debt, she owns the bank account of the DNC because she paid for it.
So Hillary did this.
Yes,
Okay.
her campaign fund.
Okay.
The now defunct Clinton Foundation.
Okay.
Okay. So the money was then filtered through there.
Okay.
Okay, and that's breaking all kinds of laws right there. All kinds of political laws that's breaking big time. And then there's a whole bunch of other things that transpired because of that. But that's the crux of the argument, is that she took over the DNC and then set it up so that Bernie Sanders had no chance of winning at the convention. No chance at all. So they set him up just like a dog and pony show and didn't allow him to have the same capability that a candidate would have at that stature of the game if the DNC wasn't owned or biased.
Right.
And so they destroyed Bernie Sanders' ability to potentially, perhaps, had won the convention and would have given Trump a run for his money, a lot of people say. Okay?
Right.
Though Bernie Sanders is a freaking socialist, but nevertheless, the bottom line, that's the crux of the argument. And Donna Brazile wrote a book that's coming out here in the next couple of days that explains this whole thing from 1 to 100 in sequence order. And that's what it's all about. So she's dropping the beans, man.
Well, maybe that too will spark some controversy and sell some books. So you have to kind of look at it from that perspective.
I don't think Clinton will ever see a day behind bars. Even though if she was dead wrong.
Is it illegal?
Yes,
to
totally
do that?
illegal. Totally illegal. That's why it's a big uproar, because it's illegal. Now, it's just straight up. It's straight up corruption at the highest level. And talk about that. You know what the city of Los Angeles decided to do?
What?
They decided to hire, Nuri Martinez, who is the councilwoman for District 6. And, I work real closely with Nuri Martinez to clean up the human trafficking, pimping, and prostitution and gangs, et cetera, and trash and illegal dumping in the Northeast San Fernando Valley. That's CD6. Her and two other council people have put a bill on the floor of the City Council of Los Angeles to be voted on this week that they want to have the City of Los Angeles hire the homeless to clean up the trash.
Okay.
Now, for me, that's like putting a bank robber in charge of the vault.
Well, it depends on if they're held accountable and somebody's riding herd to make sure they're doing what they're supposed to do. Just like anybody else that's hired or contracted to do a job.
Mind you, remember, 10% of the homeless are insane. 10% of the homeless really try to get off being homeless. They do everything they can. They're thrust into some bad time in their life, okay? 80% of the homeless want to be there.
Okay, so let's work with the 10% that doesn't want to be there, that's looking for an opportunity to get off the streets.
You know, I'll tell you something. I'll tell you, hiring the homeless to pick up the trash, when you have an able-bodied trash pickup system in the city of Los Angeles that has become very corrupt because the city of Los Angeles has eliminated trash pickup for commercial as well as many residents in large apartment complexes. They've eliminated that, and they've third-partied that out to other trash companies to pick up the trash that they're not picking up anymore, that we're still paying for full pickup on our taxes, on our water bills through DWP, okay? And these companies that won the contracts, these companies don't have the trucks or the people to be able to take over the contracts that they won because it's so massive amount of trash to be picked up that these companies that won the contracts can't do their job. All of them. And all this is a robbing of the tax dollars because they haven't changed the tax dollars they take from you and me if we live in DWP in LA City.
Right.
They haven't taken those tax dollars off of our water bills because that's how it's taxed on your water bill. A few bucks from everybody.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
All right? Now they want to hire the homeless to pick up the trash. You know they're not going to pay any amount of money of any great stature to the homeless. They're not going to unionize the homeless.
Now, wait a minute. So you say pick up the trash, meaning they're going to come around and with garbage trucks to pick up the trash, or are you talking about trash on the streets that have to manually be picked up?
I don't know yet. I don't know yet.
Because the problem that you just talked about with the massive trash pickup, like when you put your garbage cans out, that's a real problem. But see, what is the solution to that problem? Take away the contracts from those who can't fulfill the need. They can't do the job, they lose the contract.
And here's the problem.
And you go find somebody who can.
Here's the issue. The amount of trash that has to be picked up in the city of Los Angeles on trash day, whatever your trash day is, is so massive that there is not a company, even one of the largest, which is Waste Management across America. They're one of the very largest privately owned trash. They do whole cities.
Right.
Okay, they can't do L.A.
Okay,
There's
fine.
just not
then get
enough.
10 companies.
It's
25 companies.
What it is it's a way of stealing money without stealing money, and that city council hides it in that. Now, this trash pickup they're talking about with the homeless, I mean, this has got to be the one, in my opinion, one of the most absurd things because the homeless, in many cases, are part of the problem. These encampments, like there was one in Orange County along the Santa Ana River, which is all a cement river. It had been there for 3 or 4 or 5 years, and Anaheim went in there, which is part of Orange County. Anaheim went in there and said, that's it. Everybody leaves by Monday. We're taking your stuff away and throw it in the trash. Well, some left, some didn't. They're taking their stuff and throwing it in the trash now. And do you realize the tonnage of trash? It is a massive amount of tonnage of trash. So these encampments are creating their own trash problem for the cities and the neighborhoods around. And they're going to propose a bill for the homeless who are creating some of the problems with the trash, a large portion of it for many neighborhoods, by going into people's trash cans and going behind apartments' trash cans, opening up the trash cans and rummaging through the trash cans. I see it all the time because, I drive up alleys.
Yes.
That's how I bypass traffic.
So basically, without having more detail, but based on your description of the situation, hiring the homeless, I mean, are they going to hire them individually and they're not?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't know
but
yet.
that wouldn't work.
I don't know.
They would have to go through a company, whether it's Waste Management or Jesse Torrero Trash Pickup.com, whatever.
I don't have any details on that. They should, what they should do is take everybody in LA County Jail and put them on the street to pick up the freaking trash.
Well,
put the chain gang back. Not in California. You won't get a chain gang in California.
Well,
not in this state. You get it in Florida and Georgia and North Carolina, but you won't get it in California.
Yeah, I'm not sure I want to see that anywhere.
I don't mind the chain gang. You did the crime, you do the time.
Yeah, I know, but there was a lot of crazy stuff going on in that chain gang.
Yeah, we have a personal family story about that. But if you're gonna hire somebody to do that, hire the prisoners. You know why they're convicted and they get 12 cents a day, or whatever amount of money.
I don't know, man.
Marijuana has 34 cures for cancer, but the FDA hasn't approved it. Do you think that the FDA, that the United States government, is finally in the next 2 to 5 years going to legalize recreational and medical marijuana use as almost all the states are doing now, one after the other, after every different election. When is the government going to change the federal laws to take marijuana off of the books of a drug, an illegal illicit drug? Because look at this, man. Marijuana, not the plant, but the oil. The THC they take out. The CDC they keep in. That's the oil. That's the the ingredients of the plant.
Good shit,
the
man.
THC is the stuff that gets you whacked out. Right? 34 cures for cancer. But yet chemotherapy has one of the highest rates of killing all the rest of the organs in your body.
Mm-hmm.
It's made from mustard gas. Chemotherapy, the stuff comes out of the same stuff they make mustard gas out of. But the FDA has approved that one. It's just insane. It's just insane when this stuff happens. It blows your mind. I mean, our country is so backwards, and things are so backwards. I just don't think that we're going to ever get out of this going back in time on basic civility amongst each other. Everything is changing.
It is. It's pretty sad.
I mean, look at
the state that we're in right now.
You had Abraham Lincoln, who was assassinated. Then you had Teddy Roosevelt use the telegraph system to become elected and the train. Okay, that was the communication of his time. Teddy Roosevelt. All right. Mm-hmm. Then you had Woodrow. Then you had FDR use the radio, because radio, fireside chats and all that stuff, that became his main communication.
Right.
You had John F. Kennedy use the television. He was the first president that really used the TV to communicate his messages better than anybody else could. They manipulated and used the TV. You had Reagan that used the TV, radio, and his acting ability and his years
celebrity.
His years on the stump for General Electric, and all those years he was pitching, okay?
Right.
And you have Trump using you had Obama use some of the internet technologies in his first go around.
Yeah.
Okay? He was the first one to kind of realize that social media was important.
True.
But then you have Trump, who now uses Twitter, which is today's newest media. But it's a niche. It's one specific thing. When Obama the social media, it hadn't fragmented into Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn.
He used all of it.
But it hadn't fragmented into this is Instagram. This is now it's fragmented like networks, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and Twitter being the one that is one of the most popular and direct. All the athletes use them and all of that stuff. Okay, so you have all of this messaging that people are getting now from the politicians, and they're getting a one-sided message like they have historically from the politicians of yore with that technology, right? But you have an enslaved public today because of the mass appeal that believe things without thinking about anything and react emotionally without any idea of thinking, well, maybe I'm going to research this a little bit more. Maybe I'm going to think about this a little bit more. Taking these messages verbatim as they're given.
Absolutely. Well, I heard it on Twitter.
I heard it on Facebook.
Yeah.
I heard it on Instagram.
Yep.
I got a Snapchat last night about it in 12 seconds.
Yeah. So
our public, us people, we are at a point where we are being so manipulated and so maneuvered. And these last two generations born, the millennial generation and the generation after that, they're calling it Generation I, Generation Y. They're deciding what they're going to call it. The babies being born today. They completely believe without any thought what they see, because it's a visual.
Yeah, exactly.
It's visual. That's scary when you think about it.
It's a reality.
It is reality, but we've got to get back to some sort of full-service gas station, man, where you have communication between each other, where you exchange ideas without being angry, where you do some salesmanship, but give and take, where you compromise, where you listen to somebody instead of just talking, where you look at who they are and try to help them with what they need so that you can be provided what you need. See, the gas station, the full-service gas station concept of communication is so pure. And we got to get back to those things, because if we continue going down this road, there's going to be more young people dying in our military. There's going to be more young people dying on the streets. There's going to be more violence and anger for just being violent and angry, like that guy that wanted to attack me this weekend for no reason. There's going to be more disenchanting values, morals, ethics. It's all people getting shot in church. Everything is up for grabs. There are no taboos anymore, and there's no sacredness. And that's why we burn our flags. We kneel down for the anthem. We spit on our president. We flip off our presidents. You don't do that. You got to get back to some sort of civility in this country. Anyhow, the Jesse T Show, and we got a great guest tomorrow. We have somebody related to the Pacino family coming in here tomorrow. Yes, we can't wait to talk to her and find out all the good stories. And she's just a terrific lady. So we're going to be having her in tomorrow. And you have a great day. The Brown Beauty's off duty. See ya!